Welcome into a new generation of WCAT Chats. I'm Chase Myers, joined alongside by Fuller Adams, Wiley and Slater Fogle. And we're your new WCAT Chats crew. We'll tell you a little bit about ourselves and we'll get into today's episode. I'm Chase. I swim and play baseball at Westminster.
I'm Fuller. I swim at Westminster.
I'm Wiley. I play tennis at Westminster.
I'm Slater. I'm a junior. I'm excited to be here, and I play basketball and baseball.
We are all juniors. Probably should have mentioned
juniors.
earlier. But on today's agenda, we're going to do a little winter sport recap of Westminster sports. It's been a while since there's been an episode, so we're going to recap that, as well as the one winter sport that's still going on.
That's right.
Varsity boys basketball team, big Elite Eight game tonight against McDonough. We'll preview that. For sure. And then we'll talk a little bit about some out of Westminster sports, some professional sports, like that hockey match we saw last week. Yeah, Wiley, pretty good, some good knowledge, hockey. So we'll see what we can get to. Might have a new special segment at the end, courtesy of Declan Jackson, but we'll see if we get there. But yeah, let's do some winter sport recap. Everybody, chime in whenever, but squash team, boy Aiden Lee does a little bit of squash. Heard they did pretty good, 5th at nationals. Did solid. The girls got 9th. So squash team, see him working out there in Gladney.
Yeah, I've been talking with Len, and he just said the team really brought it together there. He had a great time working with all the team and working with Aiden, who's really improved. They've all really improved this year, and he just said it's just a great season for them.
Yeah, I think Aiden and Atlanta were the 1 and 2 on the team. So some junior leadership returning next year. So squash team be pretty good.
Yeah.
There was also boys swimming wrapped up recently with guys getting 2nd at state, girls getting 4th at state. Georgia Tech, February 7th. Connor Christopherson, he broke 2 school records. Great for him. Yeah.
It's a stud.
Yeah.
Stud. Glazes deserved from Connor. Broke some records. Good meet. Maybe Fuller, he'll be there next year.
Hopefully next year, but
Maybe.
not this year, yeah.
Who's y'all's toughest opponent, you say, in the state?
In the state, well, we got 2nd at state to
Yeah.
Northview.
Yeah.
Congrats
So,
on that, 2nd
Thank
state.
you.
It's a
Yeah,
real
we're the
accomplishment.
highest placing, Westminster sports team so far. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But we'll maybe talk about a little bit. The 4A classification being harder.
Right.
No state
Definitely.
championships, and we're here with almost all the winter sports concluded. So 2 out of the 3 seasons done. But I think a lot of sports have said they've had good competition, and we probably would have been very successful in 1 through 3A.
Right.
It would have been probably too easy, not really that fun to compete. So I think 4A has been pretty fun. We'll see how tennis goes. And, how we do in baseball, but
It's definitely a lot tougher than 4A. I mean, these region matches in tennis really mean so much more than they used to be.
you guys play Cambridge recently, right?
Yeah, we play Kel this week. It's just a lot of teams we haven't necessarily played before. We don't really know what we're expecting going into there, but we really have to just lock in the season, looking for another state win. But yeah.
Yeah, that new region, Centennial, Kel, Cambridge, and Blessed Trinity. Swimming, we won the region. Basketball just recently won the region. So we're holding our own for. I think we're doing pretty good. Guys' team got 2nd state for swimming. It was really good. Wrestling, we just talked to Jackson Bailey. We'll cut there. All right, I'm here with Jackson Bailey, varsity wrestler, 3rd year. How'd the season go, Jackson?
The team had a really great season. We started back in October and just ended 2 weeks ago. Started off the year with some pretty hard individual tournaments, but for our first dual meet, the Drun-Tillery duels came away with a win for the team, which is huge. Got a cool trophy, put it up in the wrestling room. Last time we went 2 years ago, we also won. So I mean, winning is fun and all, but it also gives a huge confidence boost to the newer freshmen, and then also the people that are really getting their first starts on the team. Gives people an opportunity to actually get some playing time, if you want to call it that. And then also we had, for the first time in ages, 8 people qualify for state, and our entire team qualified for sectionals. And that's just a huge deal. 8 to state. From having 2 last year to 8 is huge improvement.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty big jump. And, as a swimmer, we have kind of this dual meet, you start in October. It's a long season. What do those dual meets mean? How do you learn and get better from kind of just dual meets? Because it's only one-on-one versus teams. How does that work?
Well, the thing about dual meets is instead of the individual tournaments is you have your entire team on the sideline cheering you on. So, I feel like for dual meets, it's more of a team sport. because, I mean, all your friends are on the side, maybe either giving you move suggestions or just cheering you. But I feel like you also can learn from, like, seeing better wrestlers do moves. And then also over dual meets is, even if you're not in the varsity lineup, you can either get bumped to go up to a different weight. I mean, there's different ways that you can get in the lineup.
Yeah, you talked about like kind of team chemistry. I think we had a similar one. But how did like kind of the seniors play a role in this team? I think there were many seniors. Maybe highlight them for people who don't know.
So the seniors this year were Luke, Mateo, Louis, Mason, Brian, Kern, and Webb. And I feel like this year we had the best sense of team chemistry like we've had in a while. And I feel like the main reason for that is because we always get food after our meets, whether going to Shane's, Moe's, or Steak and Shake. I mean, we're always doing something. Or even Wing Factory, we went a few times. So I mean, and we bring the freshmen too. They can't get rides. So I feel like that's just one way we get a lot of chemistry.
Yeah, bring in the freshmen. I mean, that seems like, you guys really had a full, team atmosphere. As a senior next year and, you with other, rising seniors, how do you look to continue that team culture and chemistry next year?
Well, obviously, I'm going to keep it a tradition to getting food after meets.
Food is
That's
good.
the best part.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, just doing off-season work and getting the younger kids to stuff, if they don't have rides, but just getting the team better, really.
All right, so all that kind of builds up to state. You mentioned the 8 guys at state. How did state go? Highlight state for us.
Well, state obviously the hardest tournament of the year, but I mean 8 qualifiers is huge. Will Cooper, a freshman, this first time at state. Luca Bellman, also a freshman. Will had one match. Obviously a very tough bracket. He's a 9th grader, but he won a match at state, which is really impressive.
It sounds pretty good. I know might be taking a humble approach, but Jackson got 4th place at state in the 144 division. What was that like? How many matches do you have to win? Like, kind of how does the tournament bracket work?
So tournament bracket is double elimination. So I won my first 2, which gives me an automatic place, which is the top 6. And then after that I was in the semis, which lost a close match, which I lost to a guy that was arguably pinned. And then won my conso semi to get into 3rd, 4th match, and lost another close one to a guy I've wrestled before. So, I mean, I'll see some of these guys again next year, and I'll come back and win it.
Sounds pretty good. So is it like kind of like double elimination style?
Yeah, it's double elimination.
Okay.
So if you can lose your first and still wrestle back to get 3rd, but after you lose your first, you can't get in the finals.
Okay, so it's
first or
double
second.
elimination, but you have to win out to get 1st or 2nd.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, that sounds good. 4th place, back-to-back years. Look forward to kind of seeing what you can do next year. We'll head back to the studio. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you.
I interviewed him, so that was fun. Heard a little bit about wrestling. The wrestling team did pretty good, highlighted by his 4th place in the 144 classification. So it's pretty good. Wrestling is
awesome.
certainly a grind. We hear it from our swim coaches. Like wrestling, they work really hard. Seasons around as long as ours, same kind of thing. It's just a lot of physically enduring season.
Yeah, Coach Lafferty always jokes about
Yeah.
us doing a wrestling practice and wrestling boys doing a swim practice because she says those 2 are the hardest sports at Westminster.
Yeah.
It's interesting
tough.
take.
Yeah.
Interesting take.
Do you disagree with that?
I mean, for sure, physically demanding the hardest sports at Westminster, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we could debate about that all day, but we'll keep moving on. The girls basketball team had a good season. Again, with this tough region classification, they, clawed and fought to get 4th place in the region and make the playoffs. So that was impressive. Coach Ritchie's first year, I think. For the players that talked
That's
today,
right.
they loved him. Maybe a little bit more. Slater.
Heard great things from all of them. They loved their practices. They talked about how they had a ton of fun. They're also a very young team,
Yeah.
only 1 senior, so they'll be coming back next year ready to cause some havoc.
Yeah, they lost a bunch of good seniors last year.
That's
so
right.
Charge ran. I mean, they really had to pull it together, really lock in the season.
Mhm.
Those seniors really played great for them last year, but they
Right.
are definitely keeping their own this year without all those senior stars. So
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think despite that, there's been like good leadership with with only the 1 senior, so that's good. But let's last winter sport still kind of in action. We're gonna highlight today the varsity boys basketball team.
That's
a very
right.
exciting Elite 8 matchup today. It's crazy. They close off Turner the entire day. They're kicking everybody out of Turner at 5:30. This is like a big deal. We get to host the game.
That's right.
Because you guys freaking earned a 1 seed.
So right, we were the
So
1
it was
seed.
amazing.
McDonough's also 1 seed. So there was a coin flip to decide who got
Yeah.
home court advantage, which is huge for us because we don't lose at home. That's our whole thing. We have a chip on our shoulder when the Howell Center's rocking.
What's the mentality the coach is telling you all to bring in for the game?
Just overall, our mentality is we have great team chemistry, and our main goal is to spend as much time together as possible. So that means we win. We love practicing with each other. So I think that's our main focus. And I think it all starts from the top with Coach Hicks, Coach Searle, Coach Goodrow, Coach Cat, Coach White. They all bring so many different things. And the main thing, Coach talks about being the smartest team, the toughest team, and the best team. We're the best team by winning time. We do little things. We win timeouts by being all huddled up, everybody locked in. We have huddles on the court to refocus. We do touches, which is like high fives, handshakes, stuff like that. There's been research done in the NBA that the more touches you have contributes directly to more wins. So that's something we can focus on. And we also bring a ton of energy on the bench. That's kind of been my role with this injury. So yeah, and it all starts with practice. Every day we do vitamins at the beginning of every practice. So by making these things habits, we get them together, keep it rolling.
Yeah, I just recently saw the video Palmer Ruth did down here with Coach Hicks last year following the Sweet 16 matchup at McDonough, right? So you guys played them last year, and the team beat them at McDonough. So McDonough's going to be seeking some revenge tonight. I heard they're bringing a bus full of students, so you got to pack the Howell. If you're watching this on Wednesday, February 26th, get in the Howell Center. But in that video that I saw, Coach Hicks, said we expect to be practicing together on Monday because it was like a weekend game last year. And so, yeah, you guys expect to be practicing tomorrow on Thursday. And, yeah, you mentioned team's been great this year. That culture, what's the shirt you're wearing, Slater?
So, yeah, the shirt, thank you for asking. It says Kaizen, which is Japanese, which means continuous improvement. And that kind of centers us back every game. That's how we break the huddle every time. Continuously getting better. We've always been working, and each little practice is going to build upon itself. So that's why we're here right now, because we focus on that. Some keys tonight, we need our seniors to step up. Jackson Hausner, Michael Buhay, and Kyle Coleman, they've been leading us all year, and they have so much experience. Even beating this McDonough team last year, it's going to start with them and trickle down to the rest of us. Our main focus is taking away the other team's stars. They have the Region Player of the Year, number 4, who scored 30 points last game. So we're focused on taking him out of the equation, making the other guys step up. They also have a 6'9" rim protector who blocks everything, so we got to be smart about that. Play off 2 feet. And then once again, we're at home. We don't lose at home when the Howell's rocking. So that's our mentality going into this game.
Only 1 loss in the last 2 seasons at home, and that came this year to Centennial. But yeah, the home field advantage is huge. I mean, it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, it's been really fun to watch. As fans, Fuller and I had the pleasure to call a game or two. So it's just been a great team. It's fun to watch Coach Hicks year 2. Seems like guys love him. But yeah, then next year will be even better for sure.
Yeah, I think what Slater was talking about, getting all those touches in, it really makes the fans really so much more invested in the game when y'all are invested as well. Like when the fans are just able to really hype up the stadium just as much as y'all are doing it. Really, I think it brings a lot of good energy to that.
Yeah, we love that. Our motto for this game is "Are you not entertained?" which is from the Gladiator clip, because we think that this game is bigger than just our team. We're doing it for the whole community, all the fans who've been there supporting us every day. This is for Westminster basketball. We haven't been to the Final Four in years. I don't know how long, but it's been 50-something years. So that's why we think this game, we're playing for more than just us.
Yeah, and last game, seeing y'all on the bench, cheering on your team the entire game versus the other team, their bench not being very involved, but y'all starting all the chants, keeping involved with the team. It's great to see the chemistry that you guys have.
Yeah, we're all comfortable in our role. Some of us aren't going to get as much time on the court. We know that. We'll put our work in practice, make the starters better, and we take pride in that.
Yeah, you mentioned doing it for the community, and I think you guys have earned the respect and the support from all the fans. And you see second-year athletic director Shannon Soares, they put the new scoreboard in.
Yep.
You got all those cool animations. They did that in a very quick turnaround, got those animations up there. It was rocking for the Midtown game, actually, and the game before.
Cedartown, that's
yeah.
right.
So, yeah, you guys have earned it, and it's fun to watch, and next
Appreciate
year will be
that.
great. Hope to see you on Saturday, whatever, the Final Four game, but got to focus tonight. And, yeah, I see everybody there, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely show up.
Yeah, still waiting on the slam dunk animation on the scoreboard. Hopefully we'll get it this game.
Yep.
So we're going to keep on moving here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little about the Four Nations
why not
hockey
shoot into that?
game that I
Yeah.
think a lot of people watch despite
Yeah, I mean-
not being hockey fans. I had never watched a hockey game in my entire life, and I was like, you know what, let's do
Yeah,
it.
it really brings in
USA,
that
right? I was feeling a little patriotic.
national
So
spirit, exactly.
yeah, so Wiley's the hockey expert
Yeah.
here.
So I mean,
You played hockey for what, like 10 seasons? You just made an
yeah,
Instagram
I just
post the other
finished
day.
my last
Yeah.
season at this club I've been playing for, Center Ice.
Center
And then
Ice,
10
yeah.
years, 5 of the same guys I've been playing with most of those 10 years, and it's just been such a ride going through there. But yeah, I mean, I'm really glad y'all are watching more Four Nations or more
Yeah.
hockey. This thing really 16 million viewers, like the most viewed NHL final of all time. It's just like or hockey final of all time, sorry. But it's really exciting to see like how much people are becoming like more involved in the USA hockey, how much that is growing as a sport in the past decade, and it's really exciting to see that. So yeah, y'all thought it was really
That was
good match.
a great
to see.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. After that first game where
That's
America won,
right.
I think everybody was a little more involved.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, after that first game, 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, that really got the stadium rocking. People looked at that like
People love
It's
that.
just they love that. They see that. I mean, a lot of NHL stars in those games too. You got McDavid, you got Crosby, McKinnon, Marchand, the Chuck brothers. I don't know how many of those guys you probably know, but I mean, these guys are just some of the best in the league, and they really brought out a lot of energy today. Or sorry, not today, but the last game. And it really just a lot of shockers that game. I mean, I don't know how much we have hockey fans viewing, but their goalie Jordan Binnington was supposed to be the weakest link out of the Canadian team, really the weakest goalie out there, and he really just showed out in that final, made a couple of really great saves, and just kind of led them in there. And another great point was that Jake Sanderson, who came in for Quinn Hughes, he was not expected to play the whole time because Quinn Hughes was actually not able to play in those games. But he came in, he scored a goal in the final, and just really amazing kind of experience for him because he was really not supposed to be playing in that game, but came out and really showed out. So
Yeah. A lot of professional sports now seem to be lacking like some physicality. That I think the 3 fights really got the people back like excited about physical sports.
Yeah, the refs were really letting a lot of hits fly in that game. They
Letting them
made it
play,
a lot more
yeah.
exciting for sure.
So was this Four Nations a replacement for the All-Star game?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Replacement for the All-Star game. I mean, people were skeptical at the beginning, but it really just showed out to be
Right.
just an incredible thing. We'll see what they do in the next couple of years if they want to keep this going every year. But I mean, to be honest, I think it'd be better if it was more of like
Every
I don't know,
4 years
every
kinda
maybe
thing.
something like
Yeah.
World Cup,
Yeah, so
like
that's
it alternates
World
between
Baseball
the
Classic.
Olympics. I don't know. I could think that they do this every 2 years, and then they have the Winter Olympics every 2 years, and they swap these out. So you have some big like final like this every 2 years, and that'll just keep this kind of momentum rolling. But yeah, I feel like if they do this every year, it'll kind of lose its edge
Right.
after a couple of years. But
And yeah, seeing this do so well, and then in like literally during the same time the NBA All-Star game being such a flop. Like,
Right.
yeah,
What can the NBA do next to improve
Yeah.
on their thing?
that's interesting.
a
Do you have
good
any
point.
ideas for that?
I mean, really just anything at this point.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, I'd
It
cut
was
out.
rough. I think it was like 42 minutes of
Right.
basketball and a 3-hour broadcast. It was like a third of it was ads, and then Kevin Hart the whole time.
Yeah, it was all fluff with Kevin Hart and then doing
Mr.
stuff with
Beast,
Shaq,
yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
just trying to play basketball. I think
Shay telling Kevin to shut up and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think a 1v1 tournament could be a good idea. I've heard that thrown around. Put some money on it too, because these guys can get competitive. They've talked about how they want to prove themselves. So I think and that'd be more fun to watch. I think.
Yeah, but would the big guys want to do that? Because like if
Yeah,
LeBron gets
exactly.
dropped by Anthony Edwards, he's not going to be happy about
Who do
that.
you think would dominate that one-on-one?
I think
Durant.
either Kevin Durant would win because he's just when he's
He's all
on,
around.
he's unguardable.
Oh yeah.
I think
Kyrie, maybe.
Wembanyama would be a freak in that. Trey Young, obviously, the
Slater's a
most,
big
the
Trae
most,
Young fan.
the most clutch player in the league, the best playmaker in the league. I think the most disrespected superstar in the league overall. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Big Trae Young guy.
I am a big
Yeah,
Trey
Trae
Young
Young,
guy
yeah.
for good reasons.
Your idol, Slater. You
He is
think
my
that
idol,
he leads
undersized.
you on?
It's inspirational how he plays. He's a 6'1" guy in a 6'8" man's league.
That's true.
You know, he's like 165
Is
pounds.
that how you feel?
And yeah, that's how I feel.
Top
So,
10 guy in a 6'1" league.
yep.
Yeah, we
Jackson
got-
Daniels got Defense Player of the Year over Wembanyama, or you're not as
Well,
delusional as Lincoln is?
No, at this point, I think it is. I mean, if you watch him, he gets so many steals every game in the clutch. And he locks down every team's best player. I mean,
Right, but do you think he has it over Wemby?
well, I mean,
Wemby's getting
Wemby,
like 4 blocks a
Wemby
game.
can't win it because he's
Well,
out.
hurt
He's
now.
not qualifying. So, yes, I do.
We'll have this conversation later. That is
Yep, back.
But yeah, there's some kind of spring sports starting off. Major League Baseball spring training, you know, on the professional level. I'm a big baseball guy. I just didn't really talk about basketball, so I didn't really chime in there because I don't really know.
Seagull
Yeah.
Soto
Don't really know much.
Bought the Tahoe for Brett Beatty.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
$92,000
So,
car
yeah,
for
you got
number
some
22.
Some cool stuff like that. Juan Soto got given up jersey number. We see that all the time. You know, when guys give up their jersey number, you'll do an act of kindness per se. Yeah, you see like Zach Veen's bat flip was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
egregious.
Is that where he threw it back at the
He
pitcher?
threw it right back,
Yeah,
all the way
right
back
back
to the
to
pitcher.
the pitcher.
As a Guardians fan, Travis Bazzana, the number 1 overall draft pick, hit a home run, so that was cool to see. But yeah, and then spring sports starting at Westminster.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've got a lot of sports underway. I think spring's the busiest season. Turner's
Right.
filling up in the morning, so got to get here early. But we got the boys baseball team, boys golf, girls lacrosse, girls and boys tennis. So all starting out. So look to get those seasons rolling for the baseball team. We got Lovett tonight, so
That's
big
right.
game. If you're there, if you're kicked out of Turner at 5:30 for the basketball game, just, you know, meander down to the baseball field and tune into the game. We're looking to get our first win tonight, so
Back up to the league.
and then back
after
up
that.
to the back up for the basketball game.
Also, I just want to.
tennis. Yeah.
All right, never mind. I mean, I was gonna ask Chase just real quick.
Yeah.
What's it like, kind of having to transition directly
Transition.
from that winter sport? Like, you're going in late to a spring sport. I mean, you have to transition directly from going to state right into another
No breaks.
spring sport, no break. Like,
Yeah.
you're a little bit behind. Is it at all hard to like get back into that grind with baseball?
I mean, yeah, it's tough. You know, we're 2 weeks behind ish. But swimming's a good sport to get you in good shape. So I felt prepared there physically. You know, just gotta get in the flow and get going. But I feel great now. You know, 3 weeks after the season, good to go.
Same with me. The baseball team's a really different dynamic from the basketball team. So I'm hoping to make that transition kind of seamless. So yeah, excited to get back at it though.
Slater, do you know how long you're gonna be out with that?
Right.
injury?
So yeah,
Timeline.
injury.
For the fans out there. can you see
No,
the
no
boot?
direct timeline. Just until I feel better. Got this boot. Yeah, I started with my big toe, and it's just cascading injuries. So if you got something injured, don't play on it. Tell
Don't do
somebody.
what Slater did.
Tell somebody, and then get it fixed. You don't want to make it worse like I did. So that's some knowledge for
Fans out there.
fans out there.
On the
Yep,
tip of their toes, trying to.
that's right.
How's the tennis
On
team
the end of
looking
their
like?
seat. Tennis team's looking good. I mean, we're really going for that state win. We had a nice win against Cambridge. The big part about us is we have a very deep. Our team has a lot of depth. We go in. We don't really have like a couple of insane guys like we did with the Burdells last year, but we really have like a solid all-around team that is going to be able to win those doubles matches and those bottom tier singles matches. But it's really going to be tough the whole season for us to win that one single spot with all these higher division teams are going to be able to have a more, I guess, not a spread out team. They're going to have like one great guy and then a couple of guys at the bottom that aren't as balanced as we are. But yeah, I mean, we have Sean Jindal and Jack Velarde kind of rotating at that one single spot. Jack had a tough match yesterday, but I guess a really tough opponent. He almost beat him. But yeah, it's just going to be tough to win that one single spot. But yeah, we're looking to really motivate this year without the Burdells to get that state win.
Yeah, it seems like depth is definitely key for tennis. I don't know how many state championships y'all won. It was
8 out of the last 9.
8 out of the last 9. Again,
Wow.
you know, did top the rotation was the Burdell, both Burdells and Ryan Sager.
Yeah, and Ryan
That's-
Sager.
that's a-
Shout out Ryan Sager.
It's a big loss for sure. I know I talked to Sean and Jack, and yeah, that one spot. I mean, they're going against the best player from whatever other school. I don't know if you guys have won the one spot yet
No,
this season.
but
I keep
we've been
seeing-
close.
I
I
keep
mean, we've
seeing
been so
4-1.
close.
Keep seeing 4-1, and it's tough. And going back to squash, Aiden Lee is in that one spot for the squash team, and he was saying how it was just extremely tough. He said he played against the number 1 kid in the entire nation. So he put up a good fight, but lost. But yeah, so it's tough. You know, when you get to that competition, 4A is tough for our sports in state. But we'll look to keep competing. I think we're doing well. Maybe we'll get a state championship for some spring sports.
Yeah, I mean, I bet some of these spring sports will get some. I mean, we got solid teams. I know the girls tennis. I mean, I'm not on the girls tennis team, but talking about that, they got an insanely strong team this year. They got Mary Kate Monk, who's one single. She was able to take over Piper's spot last year who left. But their team all around is just one of the best they've ever had. They're just extremely good. They're dominating all their varsity matches. Just utter domination. They're definitely looking for that state win, but it's definitely been a good season for them, and that they'll definitely look to get that state win.
Yeah, Chase, swim and dive had some junior captains. You were a captain as well. Right. Y'all have junior captains,
We have
right?
only one senior captain, that's Devin Patel. The rest of them
How
are
many
all.
seniors on the team?
I mean,
Shout out Devin Patel.
yeah, we got Devin, we got Arjun, we got Reed and Edu are the seniors, and Alex Guido.
Was there a decision there in going with junior captains over the seniors?
We only have one or two senior starters. So Arjun clutched out that last 2-level spot. He's getting a lot of starting games out there. But Devin's definitely he's our one senior starter. So they decided that it'd be better to have a bunch of junior captains instead of like a couple of seniors that wouldn't start. But yeah, they're definitely keeping it out there. We got Devin. Devin's a great captain to be a senior. He really brings the hype to the games. But yeah, our junior captains are doing well. For sure.
It's really cool how Jack and Sean are best friends. You know, they battle every day. Iron sharpens iron. So they do challenge matches, right, to determine who's won for the next match.
Giza's really having us play a ton of. He's saying that that's going to be the key to winning stage. Just getting out there, playing a bunch of matches, getting used to just that competition between players. It's so much different in practice than it would be in a match. Like you're gonna be in practice, you're gonna be the best player you've ever had. Then when you get to that match, you're gonna be stressed out. You're not gonna know your opponent. So they're working to learn each other, and figure out what the best way to beat them is. But yeah, it's really gonna be a tough year this year.
Yeah, competing is always fun. We'll look to keep you updated with spring sports as their seasons go on, but every sport will get a nice break as we approach spring break. Good week off. We're Wednesday, halfway through the week. We're almost there. You know, we got some nice spring break plans. Going skiing, Park City.
I know at least.
Yep, I'll be there.
I'll go to Park City as well as a lot of other people in our grade are going skiing, especially in Park City. But yeah, I know.
Hot spot for Atlanteans.
I got left out on that one.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Snowmass.
Snowmass, a lot of skiing. And on the contrary to our skiing, we've got the former WCAT Chats crew, Palmer, Nitin, and Alex are going to be on the senior trip along with the rest of the senior class, having a great time in Jamaica. It's a fabulous time. Declan Jackson will be there. And yeah, that'll be a great trip for seniors and their siblings.
I just want to say good luck to all the people that have a ton of tests and a ton of work this year right before this week right before spring break. It's gonna be a rough week. I know I got a test on Friday. I don't know about y'all, but I mean,
if you have anything tomorrow, Thursday, still go to the basketball game.
Yeah, right. I mean,
it's once in a lifetime opportunity.
This game is bigger.
Don't fail your test, but yeah, I mean, trying to go at least a little studying in there. But yeah, I mean, definitely good luck to y'all if you got a lot of tests out there. But yeah, I mean, we're hoping for a great spring break for sure.
Yeah. And then also we'll talk about maybe more when we get back, but college basketball NCAA bracket is coming up. That is going to be fun. As a Florida fan, I'm pretty devastated after last night, but it happens. It happens. Road games are tough in the SEC. They are tough. But yeah, Declan, you got us with the cheese rolling. So we're going to do a new segment.
Oh yeah, we're doing.
At the end of each podcast, we are going to highlight a random sport that you might or might not know have existed.
Yeah.
Today we've got Declan Jackson with cheese
rolling.
Expert
on cheese rolling. He's been studying up the past couple weeks, watching a bunch of cheese rolling.
So Declan, cheese rolling expert now.
Tell us about some cheese rolling.
So the national cheese rolling competition in Britain is starting on May 27th this year. The race begins at noon, and everybody rolls down a hill that is 200 yards long. This was started in the 1820s, very rich tradition in the Britain community. Last year, Tom Cope won the race, so it'll be interesting to see if he makes another appearance to defend his
How
title.
old is he? Like,
I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah,
50s.
Wow.
He's experienced.
Still able to roll down the hill.
For reference, the cheese roll, like they release a thing of cheese and just goes down a hill and you chase after it. So a 50-year-old man won last year, so that's impressive.
And it'll be interesting to see if Chris Anderson, the all-time leader, and wins in this race with 23, spanning from 2005 to 2022, makes another appearance to try to add on to that win streak. And 20
Did you say 2005?
2005 to 2022, he won 23 cheese rolling races.
That's not possible.
Well, they had multiple.
There's multiple heats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's one a year.
Chase is not an expert.
Yeah, I think
on that.
there's 20 people in a
Okay.
heat, and I think like the winners of each heat then race each other
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
And I got a question. So, what is your favorite cheese to roll on there?
My favorite cheese,
What is that? Is there any limits to like the cheese that you use there? Like
Yeah, it's like
any
different type of cheese
disqualifications?
affect how it
I like to see when there's a big roll of Parmesan
Oh.
just going down there.
Right.
It's very aerodynamic.
I like that.
and
I like
it-
that take. That's a great take right there for sure.
Thank you for letting me talk about cheese rolling, and please tune in
Oh, yeah.
May 27th.
Yeah, for
Join
sure.
the viewership.
Yeah, all the viewers who can get on there.
Thank you for
sure.
coming on, Declan.
Thank you.
We'll have another segment next week. You'll be surprised for next
Stay
week's
tuned.
sport.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Got any recommendations? Hit us up with those sport recommendations.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you got any family
Yeah.
members or anything that maybe have been into some crazy sport,
All sport.
chess boxing, I don't know,
stuff like
curling. Curling isn't that crazy. but
It's not,
curling's
that's not
an
that
interesting
random.
one,
If it's
but-
an Olympic sport, you can't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, we wanna keep this tradition going of some random sports. Just keep y'all motivated.
All right. Well, it's been great in our first episode on WCAT Chats. We'll get back to you. See you after spring break. Thanks for tuning in. Go to the House Center tonight.
House Center tonight.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Go Cats.
Thank you. Go Cats.